are companies that focus on design thinking, and there are different schools of design thinking that's available. So our goal would be to buy companies that actually have that inherent talent and caliber, so that we can further our footprint. And of course, buying companies in the digital space, both services and products, would be a key part of the strategy. And within digital, of course, you have analytics as well.
And what's your role forward? How do you see growth happening?
Growth will happen 50% organically and another 50% inorganically. Because for our ambitions, we'd have to do both. It's just a necessity to grow via acquisitions as well.
What's your target? 30 million to?
The next immediate goal is 100 million, and we're projecting well to achieving that goal by next year. And our goal, in the next, yes, we're already at that run rate. We already have about, and just so that you know, we also have been chosen to be the top, strategic suppliers for some very large Fortune 500 companies. When many Fortune 500 companies have been displacing their vendors and consolidating, we have actually been added to the supplier base. Again, because of the distinction in our model. If we were similar to many other companies, we probably would not have been added, because we are significantly different. The way we look at it is, we are several standard deviations away from our competition. Our goal is to stand out rather than worrying about fitting in. In some ways, we are a rebel with a cause. And that's the model that we pursue. We are inspired heavily by many idea brands, not just from this industry, but really from companies outside of this industry. They can be Starbucks, Amazon, and whatnot. So our goal.
Really your customers, or it's just a reference for that sector?
This is, we seek inspiration from these companies. Yeah. We seek inspiration from, and some of them happen to be our customers as well. But I think the goal is to seek inspiration from many of these idea brands. And the goal is for us to hopefully be able to emulate them today, but tomorrow be in a position where we reach a stage where our today's inspiration ends up becoming a situation where they are inspired by us. And I think that's the kind of goal that we're setting ourselves.
100 million is almost. So would that be acquisition would be from?
A very small percentage will be acquisition. Majority is based on the currently, we have a lot of contracts that have already been sold. So, so many of them will actually be booked revenue by next year. So our total contract value sold, the numbers that we are sharing right now is based on TCV sold.
So look at it actually, see 0 to 30 in 2 years itself is a phenomenal growth actually. I think 100 to 500 is the big leap challenge. I think because the current customers are like pretty much a fortune kind. I think if we keep doing the right things, I think we'll get there. But the next goal is going to be the next big leap forward.
Yeah.
And currently, sorry, go ahead.
You plan to be bootstrapped for some time, or are you looking at investors?
We are open to it. We have currently been approached by some of the top, investment homes, likes of Sequoia and so forth. It's a question of whether we need it or want to do it. So we want to be in a situation where, instead of us reaching out to them, they're in a position to reach out to us. So we are in that stage right now. Whether we use them or not is yet to be decided. But the chances are quite high.
In a setup like yours, what is the cash burn quotient? Because in a company, there are many investors are taken in mind, especially because there is a high cash burn rate.
When you say cash burn,
because you spend a lot of money to produce what you want. High cash burn.
Because in the services business, typically, what happens is the cash flow is quite good. So basically, what you call higher, typically based on the customer contracts and the projections what I have actually from the customers actually. Pretty much it's only the cash flow management. Actually, because unlike a product company where the burn is quite high till we build a product, go to market, spend huge money on marketing, Yeah, it's pretty much the marketing costs are not very high actually. Like it's basically the sales cost what we put upfront, and once we get a customer, we put the people. We start building them as and when we deliver based on certain milestones, or it's high-end consulting we do actually, like we build them actually on a monthly or hourly basis. So currently we have kind of infrastructure-wise equipped quite well. We have a large facility in Hyderabad and 2 facilities in Chennai right now.
Including the site.
Including Chennai, 2 in Chennai. So the Azure by standalone had 2, 1 in Chennai, 1 in Hyderabad and Gachibowli and in Chennai. And including Cyber, now it's 2 facilities in Chennai.
Who are your customers?
For Cybrant, it's Big Basket is a customer, HP is a customer, and then I forgot the name of the bank in Vietnam. Typically, actually, like we have 1 bank in Vietnam as a customer, 1 bank in Egypt, and
This big factor is the user experience you said you are working.
right.
And you also have customers in France today.
Yeah, we have a customer in France. Thank you. We have a customer in France called Tacoma. Tacoma is the world's largest actually e-learning company focused on automobile solutions.
And currently you're working in artificial intelligence. You're doing augmented reality, virtual reality. They're also working on wearables. Technology. Coding around wearables and so forth. So that's really what appealed to us in the process.
Is it an all cash deal or 100%?
Yeah, so it's an all cash deal. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. Let's have lunch together.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good to see you again.
Absolutely.
Again, if you could start telling a little bit of the acquisition, what it's all about, what does it mean for you, why Cybrant, and how does it add to your already existing capabilities?
So, like I was mentioning to you offline, design and digital is our strategy. So I think design thinking and digital is a key part of our acquisition and our current growth strategy for Azure. So Cybrant is pretty much squarely in the digital user experience space. Cybrant also comes with a set of customers that I think is well tested. For example, automotive companies in Europe that currently use some of the innovations that Cybrant was able to create. Now that automatically gives us digital products that we can take to our existing customers, and there's also a credibility of those products working in some key European customers. Now the goal is to take those white labeled products to our North American customers.
I'm glad you bring up the digital space because a lot of your work has to do with disruptive innovations in the e-commerce and digital space in general. So if you could really take me through what these plans are going to be like as far as the future is concerned. You've spoken an awful lot about bringing about key disruptions, changing the game. If you could tell me now, as far as your company is concerned, what are these steps and initiatives that you will take as far as these disruptive innovations in the e-commerce and the online space is concerned?
So one I would say is the area of intelligent enterprise. This is going to be a key focus for us. Today, if you look at many of the companies, the traditional methods of working, even with large labor pools, is going to change dramatically. Some companies today are becoming even larger than the size of nations. If you look at some companies, they have 300,000, 400,000 people working for them. And that in certain cases is larger than the number of people that you have in certain states or even nations. There are some companies that are even bigger than GDPs of countries. So given that dynamic, an intelligent enterprise is going to be the way forward. So our work in products and services is going to be focused a lot on the intelligent enterprise. Then of course, we're talking about mobility. And when you talk about mobility, I think people still associate mobility with mobile phones. What we are really talking about is the connected world. Our goal, just like how Facebook wants to connect the world, our goal is to piggyback on that strategy and look at connections in all sizes and shapes. For example, the Internet of Everything, connected car platforms. So the areas that we are actually working heavily, I have a lot of passion for automotive as well. So I think our goal is to look at connected platforms, not just limiting yourself just to the mobile phones, but to really look at it from an automotive space, from an intelligent enterprise perspective, and even areas such the untraditional ones, like for example the smart home, things like that.
You have spoken